We are facing an uncertain future. It is palpable in the air. Schools are closing one after the other. People are getting sick. We don't know what is going to happen with our shuls. I want to share with you an event that happened on Rosh Hashanah. You may have seen it on social media. An event that took place in a Reform temple that wanted to change a little bit the traditional haftarah of Rosh Hashanah, the beautiful Tefillat Hana. And they decided that this year they were going to honor Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who passed away just hours before Rosh Hashanah. So in that shul, they decided to say the haftarah, Beshem Hu Malchut, with quotes that Justice Ginsburg used to say throughout her life. That was a beautiful thought. That was for them an honor in her memory. If I ask you, what do you think about that? You would say, what? Never. We could honor her, but to change the nosach of the haftarah, to dare replacing it with something else? Well, I'm not going to just support your thought. I'm going to actually talk about this week's Parashah, Parashat Haazinu, Parashah that we read usually so many times on Shabbat Shuva. Haazinu is about the song of eternity, the eternity of the Jewish people. And it all lies in one pasuk in the beginning of the Parashah. Moshe Rabbeinu tells Am Yisrael, Zechor yemot olam, binu shenot dor vador, she'al avicha v'yagedcha, zekenecha v'yomru lach. Remember the olden days. Reflect with depth every single generation. Learn history. How? She'al avicha. Ask your father. Ask your grandfather, your elders, and they'll tell you what to do. Every year that goes by, this pasuk takes a bigger, larger, deeper meaning in a world that is constantly changing, in a world that is pushing us for progress and revolution. If it's about social injustice, if it's about education, if it's about religion, if it's about every single domain in our lives. We, Jews, are not afraid to look back. Yes, we embrace our future. Yes, we embrace progress. Yes, we keep criticism for what needs to be changed. But we will never forget our past. In fact, I must say, we Sephardim are the proud part of minhag, the custom. The minhag that is kadum the halacha, that is even before the halacha, will take priority in the halacha. Because minhag is all about traditions. Minhag is all about what my father, what my grandfather did. And we are always so proud of that. And that is probably one of the keys against assimilation. A key that preserves the future of our children and grandchildren. You know, I don't think it's a coincidence that Shabbat Shuva falls in Parashat Haazinu. Because in Hebrew, Shuva means to return. Of course, to return to Hashem. Of course, to return to the purity of our soul. To return to ourselves. But it's also a way to return to our origins, to our roots, our avot. It's not a coincidence that on Rosh Hashanah, the first day of Aseret Yemei Teshuvah, there is a central event that every year we keep mentioning, and we will never replace that, by the way. The event of Akedat Yitzchak, the moment that Abraham Avinu takes his son and is ready to sacrifice him for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And we mentioned to Borei Olam everywhere in the Tefillah, in Shacharit, Musaf, Keriat HaTorah, Uzchor lanu Akedato shel Yitzchak Avinu. We ask him to remember the Akedah. We ask him to remember our Avot, Hatzadikim they were. And it's a famous concept called the Zechut Avot. The Zechut Avot is tremendous. But at the same time, I have to tell you that unfortunately the Gemara says, Tamma Zechut Avot, which means the credit that we should get for what they did is technically over. There's no more credit. We ran out of coins. But there is something else. When we mention the Akedat Yitzchak, when we mention our Avot, and when we learn our Torah in general, specifically the book of Bereshit, what we do is answering the question, an important question, a question that is about us, a question that is about who we are. Who are my heroes in my life? Who do I want to be like? This is why we mention the Akedat Yitzchak, because we tell Borei Olam on Rosh Hashanah, you are holding the keys. You are holding the keys of our life, of our health, of our happiness, of our success, every single detail in our life. But we in return are proposing a deal, that we are worth it, that we actually see ourselves so proud, not just to be Jewish, but to keep our traditions, to be proud of our Avot, to be proud of our past, because we will never change our minhagim. We will never be ashamed of our traditions. And maybe, with this deal, maybe we can convince Borei Olam that we can deserve a safe, a happy, a better future for ourselves and for our children. I wish you all Shabbat, Shuva, Shalom u'mevorach.